Hi, I'm George the Weather Dad, and Merry Christmas to all of you. We're going to be taking a look at the next 7 days as far as travel is concerned. That's going to take us to New Year's Day. The big takeaway is it's going to be somewhat of a stormy period, but fortunately temperatures are going to be pretty close to normal, which takes us just above the freezing mark right here in the Midwest. But after that, I think looks like January is going to be very, very cold. But first, let's take a look at your Thursday. And temperatures, well, they're going to be yellow as normal again, remember, and we're seeing normal highs in the lower 40s for the Ohio Valley, with nighttime lows down into the middle 20s. Nice and warm down in the Sunshine State of Florida and right along the Gulf Coast. But temperatures pretty close to normal or below normal across much of the country on your Thursday. Now, as far as Friday is concerned, not much change is occurring. We are starting to see a little bit of a warm up there, and that's going to continue to work its way towards the north. By Saturday, you see a little bit of a nose of some warmer air moving its way in. That's also in response to that L, and that's going to bring in some precipitation. On Sunday, you kind of see, again, temperatures pretty close to normal or slightly above normal, what puts us well above the freezing mark, so nothing really frozen in this area of the country. But notice the blues up to the north starting to get together and starting to push its way down towards the south. This is on Monday. Fairly mild across this part of the country for your Monday. New Year's Day shows temperatures starting to drop a little bit with that storm system pushing its way in. So looks like New Year's Eve is going to be a bit on the wet side, but notice the blues up towards the north. Very cold up in that area, and for New Year's Day, this area blue starts to expanding, and we are going to see below normal temperatures for New Year's across most of the country, with the exception of South Texas as well as the Sunshine State of Florida. Here we go with precipitation. This is on your Thursday. A few showers around the Ohio Valley. Looks like some very heavy rains there in Texas and along the West Coast. Snow certainly in the higher elevations. For Friday, that system gets going. It's going to bring in some pretty heavy rain, some gusty winds also for the Ohio Valley and the Midwest there. Snow off to the west as that next bit of energy pushes its way in. On Saturday, it starts working its way more towards the east, so it's going to be the Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, and the Mid-Atlantic is going to be somewhat wet as long as across the northern Gulf Coast. But look at the West Coast again, another strong bits of energy. So we have a very active storm system the way it's working right now. Now by Sunday, again, it's going to be wet across the eastern quarter of the country. You kind of see that possibly in some severe weather down in the Mid-Atlantic region and even off the coast of Florida, with that bit of energy again slamming its way into the West Coast. By Monday, that energy starts pushing its way towards the east. Now what's going to happen, it's going to start tapping that very cold pocket of air that we saw there. And New Year's Eve, you see that storm system again. It's going to get windy. It's going to be cold for New Year's Eve as this system pushes up. But since temperatures are going to be above normal prior to this system working its way in, I don't see any real problems as far as snow is concerned there on New Year's Eve. For New Year's Day, pretty quiet across most of the country with the exception of the extreme northeast. And here we go again with another system along the West Coast. That's the one I think that could really tap some mid-Arctic air for the, let's say, the latter part of the first week of January and into the middle part of January. We could be looking at well below normal temperatures. So what does that mean? We could be looking at highs in the teens or possibly 20s with close to zero temperatures across the Ohio Valley, certainly well above below zero up here in the northern portions of the country. So it's something you have to keep an eye on. But over the next week, yes, it's going to be a bit stormy, but I don't see any real major snows affecting us at this point. So Merry Christmas again, everyone. I'm George, the Weather Dad.